So he's got the same thing as every other engineer, the three that exist. He's got 15% repair speed, or not repair speed, sorry. He's got 15% fortification discount, and he carries fortifications faster. 15% faster. This is what I like to use. Got global overclock, 55% locker reload speed, which is just super fast. Like Mechanic, they both have a staple card. Mechanic has efficient fabrication. Robotics has global overclock. Global overclock is the staple because it's 55%. That's just so much. Then you get the bloody DR1. Your DR1 that you summon from your ultimate there has 110% bleed, which is just so much that it can solo carriers, Swarmox if you're lucky. It's not very good against Wardens. He'll just be getting staggered from the Breaker Mace swings from the Warden, so it's pretty useless other than being a decoy against him. It can do some damage to the Kestrel if it wants to look at the Kestrel. Same thing with the Wakatu. It's mainly only good against slow moving enemies that aren't gonna insta-kill it, because it doesn't have too much health. Mainly just ult when you're getting overran, and then that's why I have the bleed damage on my DR1, is just for if I'm getting overrun and I hit it, then my DR1 will kill stuff. Then I got bloody support for typical use. So you get a Marxa, Longshot, M-Bar, Torque Bow, and it'll have 35% bleed. And since it works on the Torque Bow, that's what I use. I just use the M-Bar and Torque Bow. Then 35% on the Torque Bow is the same as Gunner's level 5 Serrated Edge. So you're just 5% off of Gunner's Torque Bow bleed. So when you're playing Robotics, if you can give yourself a locker, it would be perfect, because you just shoot an enemy with the Torque Bow, then you shoot them with the M-Bar, and they're dead. And the way that works is because of experimental weapons. Experimental weapons doubles your DB weapon damage if they're under half, and the Torque Bow shot will get them 2 or under half on any drone. And then you just finish them off with the M-Bar. Precision repairs, I have this because, you know, I'm using snipers to get kills, and might as well repair stuff with. Homebody, you can use this card. It does help staying alive, especially on Overload where the taps are very good and you can have 2 on your side. But most of the time, stay away from like 30-32% damage reduction cards, because like Robotics Expert doesn't have a health perk, doesn't have a health card. It's just 30% damage reduction, 32/6. But you can tank, I think, Drone Burst if you have this card on, even past like wave 8 in Frenzies. Explosive Kill Shot, never use this card. It just does no damage, that's why. Because it's only 50% or 55 at 6. So you kill them, and then 55% of whatever you hit them with will be an explosion. And a little over half your damage with anything is just so minuscule, it's nothing. And it's only on down targets, so it's really bad. Because especially if you use the bleed, they just bleed out. Melee resistance, you could use this card, I guess, if you are having troubles with juvies or rejects. You just throw this card on and you should be pretty good. You shouldn't die to 1 hit from them. Could be mistaken there. Nerves of Steel, never use this. You're not gonna go repair within 10 meters of an enemy. Parting Gift, garbage. Why are you tagging enemies as robotics? That's all I have to say. Nerves or Combat Engineer is just way better than Nerves of Steel. 330% faster repair after 2 seconds of repairing. Just one, two, boom. 330% repair speed. Very good. Um, the one thing that sucks about precision repairs is that it doesn't work against on taps because they're not yours. They're just a fortification. So unfortunately, it doesn't work. That's where Combat Engineer does help if you wanted to use this. Robotics Expert is great to pair with a mechanic, like a mechanic could build, and then a Robotics Expert can kill and repair. It's a pretty good combo to have, because, you know, you get the basically gunner torque bow bleed, you got a good M-bar, you got a good DR1, and then you can repair with precision repairs and Combat Engineer. Very good. Like, because, you know, mechanic, he's got that 175% increased fortification health, so his level 4s have like 50,000 health or something crazy. So then having a robotics expert with combat engineer really helps repair them faster, as well as precision repair kills help heal them up too during the wave. So very good duo there. Enforcer porting, I mean, why are you using the enforcer, I guess? Like, you just don't need it on robotics expert, because experimental weapons works with the overkill. You spawn in with an overkill and M-bar. So then, yeah, just anything that gets close, you hit them with like one, maybe two shots, and then they're at or under half, and then they just die to the next shot. On carriers, if it's at half health or below half health, and it's stunned and like its chest is open down close to the floor, you could walk up to it with an active and just spray it in that crit spot, and you can do so much damage. It's actually kind of funny. You're like an infiltrator almost. Global Sentry upgrade. This makes all sentries do more damage, so it stacks with mechanic. So again, in that synergy with a mechanic. Same thing with global overclock. This stacks with normal overclock. So you have global overclock and you have the sentry upgrade with the mechanic, and the mechanic is buying the things, and then you just sitting there is giving those fortifications a boost, the lockers and sentries. Only MGs though, which kind of sucks, but that's fine. Heavy resistance, maybe you could use it on escape map, but Gunner also has this card, so I wouldn't use it or play him in escape. Inspired sniping, if you're a fan of the DR1 and its AI is good to you, then you could find something to take off here and put on inspired sniping. Like, you could take off precision repairs, I suppose. If you're a fan of the DR1, you want bloody DR1, I guess you could use a long shot and then take off experimental weapons. Yeah, that's probably what you would do. Inspired sniping, pretty good. Like, if you do play him in escape, I would use inspired sniping. And I think that the better thing to go for would definitely be the M-bar, because it hits within 4 seconds. So you want to get as many hits in as you can in those 4 seconds with the M-bar. So then I guess you kind of do want to use experimental weapons, but you also could argue you don't, because you do less damage without it. So then you get more hits in, so then you get more cooldown. So then you could ult more. But, you know, that's just preference. Robotics Expert has fortification, health, and damage, and then repair speed. I don't know why, but I can't remember the 4th perks for people. Fortification, health, damage, crit damage, and then, yeah, I cannot remember that 4th one. But you mainly just want to perk up your crit damage, so then you can kill stuff. And you could do health, like you get it to 10, and then upgrade your barriers to level 2, and then they'll have a good amount of health. Yeah, he's just a combat engineer. Pretty simple. That's robotics.